The two stained glass windows used in the Shema video, embracing the vision and turning of hearts, include depictions of many Jewish holidays. These are the times that Jews set aside specifically to reflect on and reconnect with the natural life aspects of our existence, to spend time with those we care about, to celebrate our precious life gift, and to learn and or remind ourselves to explore the opportunities we have to enjoy and improve the quality of our lives. When we remember to put as many pieces of this life puzzle as we can together, we recognize the love being shown us, and we give thanks. I would like to briefly share some thoughts on these holidays now. Who wants to be a slave? Not me, not me. Without the freedom to celebrate living, while taking the time to remember, rediscover, and reinvent who we are, what we are about, we become slaves. Once a week, come Shabbat, we celebrate our freedom and take the time to rejoice in our lives. In the design, the candle lighting scene portrays the start of Shabbat. We use Shabbat time to relax, rest, recharge our life energies, and share quality time with our family and friends. Nice. When one day Shabbat isn't enough, other holidays provide us with extra time and growth opportunities. Passover, represented by the family gathered at their Seder, commemorates the exodus of the Jewish people from Egypt. Thousands of years before Americans started having family gatherings to celebrate Thanksgiving, Jewish families would come together at Passover to recognize the impact of the Exodus on our lives. The main events associated with this special occasion, our freedom from slavery and the journey to our homeland, are primary to our history and our existence as a people today. How important was the Exodus? Without it, there very likely wouldn't be a Jewish people. Even as this quote suggests, Jewish tradition teaches us that there will yet be a time of peace. This is something that motivates the actions of so many caring Jews in their efforts to do what they can to make this time a reality. Many religious Jews believe that Elijah the prophet will play an instrumental part in bringing in the time of peace, and because of this, most families put out a glass of wine to welcome him to their Passover Seder. Here, Elijah is seen flying by in his flaming chariot. Even as Jews learned the value of freedom after their miraculous escape from slavery in the most powerful army in the world at that time, Passover reminds us that it is never too late for all of us to have things in our lives change for the better, and to treasure the precious gift of freedom for ourselves and all people. Shavuot is alluded to by King Josiah, seen embracing the Torah scrolls. This represents the giving and receiving of the Torah's guidance, which we celebrate at Shavuot. Josiah was only 8 years old when he became king of Israel, and he did not live very long after that. Yet Josiah made a big difference in the amount of time he did live by leading the Jewish people to resume the teachings of Torah. Shavuot reminds us that advancing in our life growth process entails both developing into an ethically moral person and the necessity of justice. These are difficult and challenging obstacles when faced with the reality of our current world situation. Associating the giving of the Ten Commandments with Shavuot reminds us that there is always moral guidance available to assist us on our path. Sukkot is a wonderful life-connecting festival. It encourages us to celebrate our precious place as a part of the life and to be mindful of how our essential needs are provided for us through the gifts of nature. Sukkot is about being mindful of the presence of an amazing life force and being thankful for the way it is influencing and providing for our life needs. Sukkot is a favorite holiday of mine, It actually commands us to rejoice, to play and have fun, to celebrate our treasured place in nature for 7 days. Party on! The Blessing of Our Children depiction is highlighted since many Jewish families include this tradition after candle lighting. It reminds them how precious their children and family are to them. Purim emphasizes another miraculous time when, thanks to Queen Esther and Mordecai, our people escaped destruction. It is also a reminder of the value of having families and friends, people who will look after each other and stand up for what is right. A rendition of Miriam looking after her brother Moses, seen floating as a baby in a basket on the waters of the Nile River, was also included in the stained glass window. If Miriam hadn't saved her brother Moses, there may not have been an Exodus. The value of friends, who someone once said is family you choose for yourself, is also denoted by the figures of David and Jonathan. We should all strive to have true friends such as these in our lives. David and Jonathan's friendship was so strong that Jonathan was willing to sacrifice his opportunity to be the next king of Israel in order to help save his friend David. How many people today do you think would be willing to give up something of such value, both wealth and power, to help out someone else? Yom Kippur is a powerful time for coming to grips with who we really are. It reminds us to move beyond the things that hold us back if we want to improve the quality of our lives. Many people limit their food and other physical distractions on this holy day as a way of providing themselves extended time for searching and connecting with the deepest levels of their life essence. Forgiveness, for ourselves and others, is an essential aspect of Yom Kippur. Joseph, fully assured of his brother's sincere regret for their past actions, reveals his true identity to them and is seen embracing his siblings. Even after all the horrible ways his brothers treated him, Joseph was still able to forgive them. Forgiveness, as Yom Kippur reminds us, is also an essential part of improving the quality of our own lives. Much of Joseph's life was difficult and hard, and through much of it he was continually and unfairly mistreated. Yet he always bounced back because he recognized a divine presence guiding his life. By staying true to his faith through all that happened, Joseph was eventually rewarded with greatness. At Yom Kippur, we hope that the prayers of our hearts will have the sincerity of Hannah, seen praying by the wall in this design. Though previously unable to have children, Hannah opened her soul and was rewarded with giving birth to the prophet Samuel. As we immerse ourselves in this sacred time, we hope that our yearnings for a better way of life for ourselves, all people in our world, will be acceptable and will be wonderfully and miraculously answered. Rosh Hashanah celebrates the start of a new year and gives us a do-over of sorts. Being the imperfect human beings that we are, it is wonderful to have the opportunity to put the past behind us and to focus on areas for improving our choices and ourselves in the coming year. The youth seen sounding the shofar symbolically reminds us that the sounding of the shofar on Rosh Hashanah is a reminder for us to wake up to the wonders of our lives. The depiction of Isaiah and his prophecy of peace for all life reminds us that this is something we seek and that we should all strive to move closer to in the new year. Many times, the best part of a trip is returning home. Quite often, this is the place you love, the place you grew up and where you built part of your personal history, the place where you can find family, friends, and community. Even though it sometimes takes young people growing up and becoming parents themselves before they can fully appreciate the love and caring shown them by their own parents, so too on our own life journey, it invariably takes time before we can truly appreciate the value of our heritage. Taking the time to include the understandings the Jewish holidays provide us as a meaningful part of our life growth process can assist us in advancing in our efforts to become the highest, most advanced life form we can be. L'chaim, to life.